Welcome back, AP Gov students. Today is Marbury v. Madison, the first AP Gov required case. I'm going to be going over all the key points from this case that you need to know for the exam. This case was heard in 1803, and this is part of the constitutional foundations theme of the required cases. So President John Adams appointed several midnight judges, including William Marbury, right before he left office and Thomas Jefferson took over. The reason why they're called midnight judges is because John Adams rushed a lot of their appointments through the Senate, and he rushed them so much that he wasn't able to actually deliver their appointments because they have to get signed off by the president. So for Marbury specifically, he was appointed to receive a commission for the Justice of the Peace position. Doesn't really matter what that is. But the new Secretary of State, James Madison, under new President Thomas Jefferson, denied it. And Marbury sued, asking the Supreme Court to issue a writ of mandamus, which is basically just a court order, forcing Madison to deliver his commission. So all of this has to do with Article 3 of the Constitution, which is the part of the Constitution that lays out the judicial branch and its powers. And the key question here is, does the Supreme Court have the authority to force the executive branch to deliver the commission? So does the Supreme Court have the authority to deliver writs of mandamus or court orders unto the executive branch? And this all has to do with the concept of judicial power. What's the scope of the power of the court? And for the decision, the court found that while Marbury had a right to the commission, the court could not enforce it. And this is because the provision in the Judiciary Act of 1789, which was a congressional act to lay out the powers of the judicial branch more specifically, one of the provisions in that act gave the court the power to issue writs of mandamus, but the court in this case ruled that that part of the Judiciary Act was unconstitutional, as it expanded the power of the court beyond what Article 3 allows. So Article 3 never spelled out the power of the court to be able to issue writs of mandamus onto other branches of the government. So the court, when reviewing Marbury's case, found that the Judiciary Act and this provision in it was actually unconstitutional. So the court found that Marbury couldn't force his commission through by using the court. The significance of this case was that the court struck down an act of Congress as unconstitutional, which was the first time it had ever done so, and this established the power of judicial review. Judicial review is an AP Gov key term, you should know what that means. It's all about how the court has the power to review congressional laws and rule them as unconstitutional. And judicial review would become the basis for the court's role in shaping and upholding American law for basically the entire future of the court. Pretty much every case that you'll go over for the rest of AP Gov is about the court examining specific laws and if they violate certain things in the Constitution, specifically the Bill of Rights. So this is probably the most important case in Supreme Court history, as it defined what the powers of the judiciary are and how it's been using its power for basically all the time since this case was decided. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next case, and goodbye. Yo, if you're super cool and awesome, you should follow my Twitter or X if you're that kind of person. It's at Clark4724. I post a lot of random stuff on there, but I also post channel updates and when my next videos are coming out. So if you're gonna keep watching my channel, then I recommend you follow, and thanks.